Well, first things first. Surprise! I cut my hair. Welcome to Chapter 11, Lesson 1. Test about a population mean. Enjoy! So, what in the world is a test about population means? Rest assured, we will get there. However, there are certain steps you must follow to get to the conclusion. Hi!
Okay.
Now, the first step you must know is conditions. These are a series of steps you must always follow when wanting to make a test about a mean. I am well aware that you guys already are familiar with what conditions are, but I will be making a review on these 3 conditions. Now, the first one is randomness. Every time there's a test about a population, the sample must be chosen randomly. This will assure us that we will get a representation for the whole population that we are testing. It will also make sure that there aren't any biases keeping us from getting a true representation. The second condition is when we have a sample without replacement. In this case, the number of samples must be less than 10% of the population we are testing. Now, for the third condition, the population must have a normal distribution, or the sample size must be larger than 30. If the population distribution has an unknown shape and or is less than 30, use a graph of the sample data to assess the normality of the population. Do not use t-procedures if the graph shows strong skewness or outliers. Now, unrelated, I am quite a ravenous child, so I decided to get my banana bread and eat it all by myself. Of course, what else can you do during quarantine? Oh, and don't forget the tea. Did you guys know that George Orwell wrote a whole book on how to make the perfect cup of tea? Well, yeah, now you know. Now, proceeding with the lesson, here we have the formula for the t-test. This formula for a one-sample test uses the estimated population standard deviation to calculate the standard error. We will need the standard error to calculate our p-value, which therefore will help us calculate. It is the probability of observing a sample mean that is as or more extreme than the observed. In other words, it will help us determine whether the null hypothesis must be rejected or not rejected. Now, if you're still confused, remember, your book is full of resources that can better help you understand. Now, let us begin with Chapter 11, Lesson 2. Now, Lesson 2 also consists of the conditions and the t-test. However, instead of one sample t-test, here we take a 2-sample t-test. In the unlikely event that both population standard deviations are known, the standardized test statistic becomes the c-test. And if we are provided with 2 sample populations, then in that case it should be 2-sample c-test. We can then use the standard normal distribution to find the p-value. This is known as 2-sample c-test for a difference in means. It is rarely used in practice, however. With that said, I just want to finish this video saying thanks for watching, and I hope I helped you better understand this lesson just a little bit more. Bye!